Detoxification, what a great way to kick off the new year, because we are still in January. Hopefully we're still keeping up with our New Year's resolutions, right?
I hope so.
I certainly hope so. We can always do a little bit better in the health department of our lives. So Gina, welcome to the show. How have you been?
Thank you. I'm doing really well.
Wonderful.
Really well. It's kicking off a new year. I always feel rejuvenated and excited about the new year.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, so first off, what is detoxification and why is it important?
Well, I want to dispel a myth first. There's actually quite a few people out there that don't feel like they need to detoxify, and that is completely untrue. Everybody needs to detoxify, and not only do they need to, but they're doing it automatically anyway. So we have organs in our body that are set up to detoxify. Your liver, your kidneys, your lymph nodes, your skin helps you detoxify. So we do it naturally. The problem is we are bombarded with toxins every single day from the air, from water we drink, from the food that we eat, that it gets overloaded in the body and in the organs. So the best way I can describe it is to think of an air filter in your home. So you know those big gigantic, and when you pull them out, you see that they're full of gunk, right?
Over time, I was breathing that.
Exactly. Over time, it gets filled up with debris, and then not only is it not filtering the air, but it's also taking those particulates and sending them back through the air system. So if you think of your organs that way, you need to clean them out so you have a nice clean filter, and then it can do its job. Does that kind of make sense?
Makes perfect sense. I love it. We're going to talk about a couple of foods and such that actually are great for cleansing and great for kind of kickstarting something like this. So should we get started with those?
Absolutely, yeah. Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So I like to look at what you can just naturally take to help your body detoxify, and then we'll talk about some herbs as well.
Excellent.
So these are kind of my top 10. I'm going to throw out a few more than that. But if you look at fruits like apples, they contain pectin, which is a fiber, and that helps actually detoxify heavy metals from the body and chemicals from the system. Lemons are very high in vitamin C, and vitamin C is not only a good antioxidant, but it also helps the body produce glutathione, which helps the liver detoxify. Avocados actually contain glutathione, so it's a really good liver detoxer. And then your bulbs like onion, garlic, beets are really great at cleansing the blood. If you look at an onion, it kind of looks like a blood cell.
I never really thought of cleansing the blood, even.
Absolutely.
Like it goes even that deep.
It's your river of life, right? So you need to have nice, clean blood. And onions, garlic, and beets are particularly helpful for that.
Right.
Garlic is also really good, kind of an antiviral, antibacterial agent, and you can eat it just straight up.
If you dare.
If you dare, or you can put it in a smoothie, or you can juice it, or you can saute it up a little bit. But it's best if it's fresh and untainted.
That's better than putting it on like with a chicken dinner or something.
Right.
That you're
Everything
creating
helps,
better raw.
But it's best raw. And then cabbage and beans and legumes. These are adzuki beans. They're really small, but beans and legumes contain a lot of fiber, which help digest or help the digestive tract. And then cabbage contains a lot of chemical properties that help the digestion and to help digestion, especially fermented. So if you like sauerkraut, less all the chemicals. You want to get the good sauerkraut.
Right.
And
Make
you can
sure
make
you
your
get
own
that
as
right.
well. You can ferment
that's incredible.
cabbage. And then dark leafy greens like kale. This is kale. It has a lot of fiber, but it also has chlorophyll, which is what makes it green. And chlorophyll is great for detoxification.
Wow.
So you can juice these, which will give you super concentration of nutrients, or you can make them into a smoothie, which is what we're going to do, and that retains the fiber, which helps clean out the digestive system.
Excellent.
Does that make sense?
I'm excited about this. Yeah, it sounds great. So we've talked about some of those main ingredients. Now we have some of these. Tell us about what's next.
This is a superfruit. It's called noni. There's a lot of superfruits out there, and people think, oh, well, why is it different than any other fruit? And a superfruit is called superfruit because it has super concentration of nutrients in it. This is called noni, and it is like a hand grenade in the body. If you were to look at, I know it's funny, if you were to look at the fruit, it actually looks like a hand grenade. It's so bizarre, but it really helps with detoxification. Wow. Very popular in the Polynesian cultures, and that's what they use it for. It's also very high in potassium. So what you want to look for in a superfruit juice is you want the pure juice. A lot of them are diluted with other fruits like pear or apple or grape juice. You want pure, unadulterated, superfruit juice. And then that way you can use it therapeutically and add it to other things. I'm actually going to have you taste this in a minute. So you can taste it plain versus in the smoothie. You can also use herbs like cayenne pepper to detoxify. And then if you really want to get into detoxification, you can use herbs to detoxify. And I like this particular one to start people out with because it's liquid, it's really simple and easy to use, and it's very bioavailable to the body.
Excellent.
So this one
just a couple of drops of
you do
things?
Like a dropper full, and then you can work up to about 4 dropperfuls a day. And this one is particularly helpful for people who suffer from constipation. And that's not something that people generally like to talk about. But you know, if you think of if several people were using the toilet and it was only flushed once a day, that would be kind of gross, wouldn't it?
Thank you for that image, Gina.
that was purposeful.
I totally get the point now.
So
Thank you.
You absolutely need to be moving your own waste system multiple times a day. So if you're not moving multiple times a day, this might be a product that can help you with
right,
that.
very good. So what's next? We're going to put this all together?
So we're going to put some of these things together in a superfruit detoxification smoothie. Really easy to do, and you're getting all these powerful, or several of these powerful ingredients into one smoothie that tastes really good. But before that, I'm going to actually have you try this noni.
Here we go. I love taste testing.
Yeah, so you always want to shake juice up just to move the sediment around, especially with superfruits. And you can even smell this. I'm not going to give you too much.
I'm taking a shot of noni. That's what it seems like.
What does it smell like?
Wow, that's very strong.
Pretty powerful.
Okay.
Be honest, what do you think?
She told me I could be honest about this. It's meant to be mixed with other things.
Yes.
And it's incredibly healthy for you.
It is.
That's the point.
I just shoot it.
That was not a lying face, guys. For real.
I'm surprised she didn't make a really terrible face.
It is kind of a lot of things going on there, but like we said, very great for you.
Pour the rest in there because we need 2 ounces of this anyway.
I'll be drinking it anyway, so.
Right. And I don't.
All right.
Your mouth kills most of the germs anyway, so I don't mind drinking after you. So we just poured a couple of ounces. This is going to be really 1 serving of juice for one person, but you could make more and split it. So I just put a couple ounces of the noni in there, and the recipe actually calls for a 1/2 cup of cranberry and a 1/2 cup of pomegranate or apple juice, but I'm just using a pomegranate cranberry, and I'll just put.
And what kind of juice is this? Because I know that oftentimes you have to be careful. Like we talked before, it needs to be a very pure version of it.
This is 100% juice.
Yeah,
you don't ever want to get
that.
a juice that's got high fructose corn syrup or any kind of added sugar. You want 100% fruit juice. And sometimes you can get concentrates, and you have to be careful if you do, because that's going to change the flavor, and you would actually add more water.
Wow.
1/2 cup of water. And it calls for a 1/2 cup of cranberries, but I love berries, and so I added some blueberries. And if they're frozen, you don't need to add ice. I actually prefer my smoothies, especially in the winter, room temperature, but a lot of people like that cold sensation of a smoothie.
It cold, yeah.
Or that it kind of,
sense.
the texture's a little weird if you don't have a cold. I don't mind it, but you ask my husband, he'll tell you he does. It has to
Very particular about it.
About a 1/2 cup of kale. And then,
can that be interchangeable with like spinach, or is it better with kale?
Absolutely. No, you can use any dark leafy green. You could use collard greens, Swiss chard, rainbow chard. Spinach is a softer green. Kale is very, very hearty. So if it bothers you to have that thickness to the smoothie, you can try spinach or just mix it up.
Great. So we have our apples in there.
And a whole apple. I'm going to add the juice of a lemon. You always want to roll your lemon.
That kind of helps get it loose.
Right. And
how much of that lemon are you putting in?
I'm going to squeeze the whole thing in there.
Oh,
Lemons are really highly detoxifying. If you just poke it, I'm going to get the seeds out of there.
Thank you. Since I'll be tasting.
Actually, you know what? Yeah. See if I can juice it. If you just poke it, I don't know if we can get a close up here. I'll do it like this.
Move this
and
out of the way.
you poke it like this, and then kind of squeeze it. You get quite a bit of juice from
there.
the
There you go. That's a lot easier.
Yeah. Especially if you don't have a lemon juicer. This is really nice technique, but.
So if you wanted to really put yourself on a good cleanse and make yourself feel better, or say what?
I said it's a little messy.
Oh, kind of. As long as it doesn't get in our eyes, I think we're good. But along with that, how often should you be taking something like this? Like obviously once a day would be great, or what would you recommend?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do something cleansing every single day. And some people will wake up in the morning and have like lemon water, warm lemon water in the winter, and a cool lemon water in the summer to
and that alone
stimulate the digestion or to stimulate the detoxification in the morning. And you can make yourself a smoothie once a day.
Great.
Just sautéing up some of these vegetables in the evening or for lunch is fantastic as well. But you want to definitely incorporate these detoxifying foods.
So how many more are we adding? We have about a minute left.
Avocado.
And this seems like an odd thing to put, at least to me, to put into a smoothie that has like fruits and juices in it, because it's to me a vegetable, and so I don't usually put that with it.
You don't want to use dairy because dairy actually adds, I don't want to say toxins necessarily, although that can be true as well depending on the kind of milk that you use, but it's very, it adds mucus to the body, so that would defeat the purpose to add dairy in there. So this gives it a nice creamy texture.
Are we putting the whole or just a half?
Great. And again, very detoxifying. Where's my lid? You can add some cayenne pepper in there. You could add your liquid cleanse in there if you wanted to. And we're just going to, I love these Blendtex. This is a local company, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're incredible.
Is it on? Maybe that was already on. Nope.
For some reason we're not blending.
Technical difficulty.
Maybe we'll go to a commercial break and come back and blend it. That way you guys don't have to listen to it. So anyway, so we got the smoothie going. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break, and we'll do a little taste test.
All right, sounds good.
You are back on the Mountain Morning Show in the kitchen with Gina VanLuven, and we're just dishing up our delicious, and I'm betting this is better than just the pure noni juice, right? Our detoxification smoothies here. So remind us of a rundown of what's all in here. Avocado, apple, cranberry juice.
Lemon, kale, pomegranate. Cheers.
Yes. There we go. I was too anxious there. That's pretty good.
And you can adjust.
I love that.
You can adjust it based on what you like and what you don't like, and just adjust the recipe. Add more berries, add more fruit juice, and I would prefer to add more berries versus fruit juice because of the fiber in this. You can go up or down on the lemon. Again, you could add some cayenne pepper. You could add a little bit of stevia if you like it on the sweeter side. So yeah, I like it straight up like this.
This is perfect. That's like just exactly what I'm going for. So that's great.
You see the texture, the thickness of it?
I can see why you may want to add in some of that ice too to kind of make it a little bit colder. So like I said, this is room temperature, works great for some of us. Others you can add in the ice. I like how it's interchangeable with some of those ingredients. Gina, if we want to get a hold of you for personal coaching or to find out, how we can improve our own health lives, what do we need to do that?
You can go to uniquenutrition.com. That's YOUNIQUE, uniquenutrition.com. And get more information there.
All right. Well, thank you
so much for having me. I love being here. I love
Thanks for your help. I've learned so much from you, and be sure to try out that smoothie. It was excellent. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. When we do, we'll be joined by some of the talent of Giving a Bleep. It's a great show right here in town.